What? This is what happens when you don't plan a video and you just like make a mess of your life. Okay.
And excuse my messy desk. I live here, so it's a mess. I don't have like, I'm not one of those fancy bloggers with like a special room. It's just my bedroom slash makeup room slash art studio, so it's a huge mess. So excuse that. Let's shorter because we all know I slouch. I always adjust the angle for like how I'm sitting, like when I'm like adjusting my ankles, and I'm like always up, sitting straight, but then by the end of the video I'm like slouched in the bottom corner of the screen because I don't know how to sit like a normal freaking human.
Hey, what's up you guys? So for today's video, I'm super duper pumped for it. I am doing a dupes video, and I've only done one of these before. It was a lipstick dupes video that I will have linked probably in a card popping up. I'll have it linked in the down bar as well. It was a lipstick dupes video, and that one was solely just for lipsticks because I didn't really think that I had any like other kinds of dupes, and today's video does have a lot of lipstick, but there's also a few other things in here that are kind of interesting. A couple of quick little disclaimer things. First of all, I don't know what my disclaimers are. Okay, first of all, not all of these are 100% exact color dupes. A few of them will kind of are me just being like, this will give you the same effect for a much cheaper price. Like for me, I'm like, I'll risk having a couple shades darker of a lipstick if it means that I save $15 on a lipstick. For me, that's a sacrifice I am willing to make. But, you know, for some people, maybe they'll be like, okay, well, I wanted this exact shade, so I'm gonna buy the expensive one still, which is totally fine. And for me, anyway, I feel like these are pretty comparable. They work pretty similarly on my skin and face and whatever. Everyone's skin is different. Everybody kind of has different textures on their skin. Everybody has different preferences. So while I may say, hey, these perform pretty equally, maybe on your skin they don't do the same thing. And that's totally okay. If you have had different experiences with these products, leave them in the comments because I want this to be super open to literally anybody who has whatever skin, whatever. So don't be offended if I'm sitting here like saying that this product is great and you're like, hey, this product freaking sucks and it's not on the same level. Because for me, maybe these work and for someone else, maybe they don't. It is what it is. Let's get into the dupes. The first one is one that I didn't even know I had. I was kind of like flipping through my lipsticks, I guess. I was kind of looking through them, trying to be like, okay, I want to find dupes for these because I love these lipsticks, but they are kind of expensive. So I found a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Crush. This is a gorgeous, stunning, super like pale pinky nude. I love it. And I actually found two dupes from Colourpop that are both pretty similar. The first one is the Ultra Matte Lip in the shade MIDI, and then the next one is the Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Echo Park. And these, I'll just show you the tubes. The Anastasia tube right here in the middle. When MIDI dries, it is a bit darker and ends up being extremely close to Crush, but Echo Park is also pretty close. It's just a teeny bit darker. I have some swatches going on the screen. They'll be in the same order as I just held them up. MIDI on the top, Anastasia in the middle, and then Echo Park on the bottom. I think that the Colourpop Ultra Satin Lip formula is a lot closer to the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick formula as far as comfort goes, but I don't mind the Ultra Matte formula. Some people absolutely hate it and say it's super drying. I don't think it is. I think it's really nice. So either way, if you've been eyeing this color but can't spend $20, which is totally understandable, the Colourpop ones are only $6, and there's one in whatever formula you prefer. So I'd say that's pretty rockin'. Next one, this is not like that close. I'm just letting you know that I've not found a dupe for ASHTON yet. It's stuck on my hair. This is my favorite lipstick ever. It's so gorgeous. It's like this warm-toned, yellowy brown color. It's so gorgeous. The closest I've been able to find is TAURUS Lippy Stick from Colourpop. This is the closest color dupe I've been able to find, not formula dupe. TAURUS is just really dark, a lot darker, but it's still that very warm brown undertone, like kind of like a cute chocolate kind of thing, but TAURUS is just much deeper. But I'm just letting you know that ASHTON is a stunning color, and 10 of 10 recommend. I'm just letting you know that there's nothing quite like it in this sweet, sweet world. Love that shade. Up next, faux lipstick. This is not an exact color dupe, but this is for Kat Von D's Studded Kiss lipstick in the shade Coven. And this is just a very pale lilac shade. This is about $23, I think. This is the first ever high-end lipstick I bought. It's very near and dear to my heart. I love it so much. I saw Chrissy Costanza wearing it like a couple of years ago, like when these first came out, and I was like, dang son, she looks bomb. I need to get me some of that. And I had never found like a color similar to it until now. And this is just a bit darker, but it's the Katy Kat Matte from Covergirl and Cosmo Kitty. I personally really enjoy the Katy Kat Matte formula. It is one of my favorite lipsticks from the drugstore. Probably my favorite lipsticks from the drugstore are these Katy Kat Matte ones. I find them to be pretty pigmented. You do have to take a couple of swipes, but I find that with the Kat Von D one, I also need to take a few swipes, and they're kind of both of them are a teeny bit patchy on my lips, but I actually think that the CoverGirl one is less patchy. But I do really enjoy both of these lipsticks, and they're very, very similar. If you, like me, adore purple lipstick, check out the Katy Kat Matte in Cosmo Kitty. This is my OCC Lip Tar Matte in the shade Pool Boy. I love this color. I don't think that this goes on very matte. I find this very difficult to use. Personally, this lip tar, I don't know if they've since, I'm pretty sure they've since reformulated and repackaged these lip tars, so maybe it's gotten better. Either way, I have a dupe. This is Little Denim Dress from NYX. It's their liquid suede. I prefer the NYX one over the OCC one. The OCC one is lighter, but the NYX one is a lot less patchy, much more pigmented, and will wear a lot better, at least in my experience. And so for just a couple of shades darker, I would go for the NYX over the OCC. I just was not impressed with this lip tar at all, and so there is a even better, cheaper alternative. Yay! Okay. Up next is Benefit's POREFESSIONAL. This is like a cult favorite, I guess. People are always like, that's the best. And it is really nice and good, and I like it. I only have the teeny tiny one. This was $10 for the 1/4 of an ounce. Yeah, 0.25 US fluid ounces. But for this from e.l.f. is their Poreless Face Primer. It works exactly the same. I believe the e.l.f. one is a full ounce or like half an ounce. It's bigger. You get more product. The only thing is this e.l.f. one smells bad, but that's the only difference that I've found with these two. I find that they perform exactly the same. I did a side-by-side test of them for my Instagram, and I'll put the picture of how they looked. Like I took a picture of this side of my face and a picture of this side of my face so that you could see, and I did like with flash super close up so you can see. But I find that these are basically exactly the same, and I really enjoy the e.l.f. one, and it's $6 and it's just cheaper, so like why not? So up next are my Glow Kit dupes. These aren't like exact spot on dupes, but they are going to give you the similar effect you so desire, and I'm pretty sure that all of these combined are cheaper than a Glow Kit. I'll do that math though. I haven't done the math yet because I haven't looked up exact prices yet, but in my head I'm looking at these going, they're gonna be pretty close, and I think it's gonna be a lot cheaper. So here's my Glow Kit in that glow. So I'm just going to go shade by shade my little dupes. So my first one is for Sunburst, and this is the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter in the shade Golden Lights. I find that these formulas are very, very similar. I'll hold them up side by side. The only difference is that the Golden Lights one is actually more golden, which you won't believe looking at these pants. It's actually more yellowy when it hits the light than Sunburst is, but the formulas are very the same. They're both very soft, pigmented, and it'll give you the same effect. The next one is for Bubbly, which is this top corner one right here, and this is the e.l.f. Baked Eyeshadow in the shade Pinktastic. The formula is not as soft as these, but it gives off a very similar pale goldeny glow to it, and they're both pretty darn close. And for the fact that the e.l.f. one is only $3, that is much cheaper than the $40 total Glow Kit, or if you break it down, $10 a highlight. This is still half the price, and I think it works pretty gosh darn well, if I do say so myself. Up next, I'm like looking at my thing to make sure I don't screw up what I'm doing. This is the e.l.f. eyeshadow in Enchanted. And this is my dupe for Dripping in Gold, which is this top corner right here. I find that on the skin they look relatively similar. I'm not gonna lie, this Anastasia formula is a lot more soft and creamy than this little baked eyeshadow from e.l.f. is, and they'll give you a pretty similar effect. And these I found for $1 at the dollar store. I found the e.l.f. one for $1. I'm confusing myself. I found the e.l.f. one for $1 at the dollar store, but they do sell for $3 online. Again, still super duper affordable. The e.l.f. one is a bit more yellowy golden toned than the Anastasia one, but it still will give you a pretty similar effect when it's on your face. And then the last one, I don't have, like, again, this one is like the worst one for me to dupe because I don't own any golden highlights because I'm pale. But this is for golden bronze, and I picked up this Makeup Revolution Shimmer Brick in the shade Radiant, and I kind of use this bottomy shade, and they feel like they work pretty similarly and really well. This one is super pigmented and gorgeous anyway. I recommend picking it up, the Makeup Revolution one. But I find that they're pretty close in their color and pigmentation.
My 4 little dupes right here are gonna be, let's see, 3, 6, I think this is 6, 12, 7, so about 19.
I believe that all 4 of these cost about half as much as the full glow kit does, and you'll get a very similar glowy effect. But I understand wanting an actual glow kit, but I mean, if you can't drop $40 on highlights, then I recommend kind of looking into some of these. Or if you're like, I'm not going to use this whole kit, because to be honest, I only use these 2 in the glow kit anyway, the 2 lighter shades, so this other half was a total waste. So if you're like, oh, I'm not going to use that whole glow kit, I can't afford this, look into some of my dupes for them to find one that'll work for you. Okay, moving right in, we're coming to the last 2 dupes. This one is one for my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, and it's not an exact color range dupe, but basically this is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Contour Palette, and I feel like they have pretty similar shades. The big differences is that, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm trying to like hold these, but I'm dropping things and I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, I think my biggest differences between these 2 is, I'm not gonna lie, the Kat Von D one is a little bit more pigmented and creamy, and the Kat Von D one has this more orangey toned shade, which is really nice for under eye circles if you have a lot of blueness under them. It looks really, really beautiful. And the Kat Von D one has this really, really deep shade, which the Makeup Revolution one just cannot match how deep it goes. But I feel like all in all, they work very similarly. I reach for these equally. I find that I reach for these pretty gosh darn equally, and I like these quite a lot. The Makeup Revolution one also comes with these 2 shimmery highlighters right down here, which is a nice added bonus, and this color right here, which is a more satiny, glowy finish, which the colors in the Kat Von D Shade Light are all matte, but I feel like for the price difference, they're pretty comparable. The Kat Von D one is about $50, give or take, and the Makeup Revolution one was like 10 or 15. So it's a huge price difference, almost 1/5 the price, and I find that they work pretty similarly and will give you the same effect, basically. And then my last dupe is the one I'm wearing on my eyes today. It's the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Eye Pen, which I love this eyeliner. I had been yet to find one, if that made sense. Before I found this, I hadn't found a dupe. And this is the Rimmel Scandaleyes Precision Micro Eyeliner. Let's zoom in a little bit. Hi. Okay, so the Stila one is right here. So much is happening. Okay, so the Stila one is on the left. No, the Stila one is on the right and the Rimmel one is on the left. They have pretty similar tips. They're just a felt tip pen, and today I am wearing the Stila liner right here on the right and this Rimmel one right here on the left. And as you can see, my wings look exactly the same. I've been wearing these both for about 5 or 6 hours, and they're both wearing extremely well. And I really enjoy this Scandaleyes pen. I'm not sure exactly how much it costs, but it's pretty gosh darn cheap. I'm gonna zoom out. Jeez, sorry about that. The price difference is insane. I believe that the Stila one is about 20 bucks, and the Rimmel one is probably like under 10. The Stila one is not as matte. It does have a little bit more satiny finish, and the Rimmel one, you have to make just a little bit more, it's not as black, so you do have to build it up just a little bit more. But for the price difference, I'm willing to do that. Like, that is a compromise I'm willing to make. Okay guys, that's everything for today's video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every single week, and be sure to contact me on all my other social medias if you have any questions or comments or whatever you feel, or leave them down in the comments section. And yeah, that's everything. Have a good day, have a good life, and stay gold.